This week on the Diz List, we present to you the first annual Dizzies Awards, Part 3.
Welcome, guys. We are excited. This is the Diz List. I'm Nick.
And I'm Rob, and welcome to Part 3 of the Dizzies Awards.
The
I've
Dizzies.
been drinking the same drink for 3 weeks. Still good.
Eggnog. You've been leaving it right on your desk.
Ew. No, thank you.
You don't like eggnog? Really? Not even like, do you have a seasonal drink? Like, are you a
coffee?
You're a peppermint person? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a peppermint mocha I'll drink.
Yeah, mint belongs in one thing: toothpaste. That's it.
I'm okay with mint and like mint chip ice cream's okay, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm not a fan of anything mint, like any kind of mint dessert or mint foods. Like
Not even mint ice cream? You don't like mint ice cream or mint Oreos or anything like that?
Nope.
No?
Mint
What
belongs
if somebody
in my...
hands you a candy cane?
Candy cane's different. That's like a hard candy. That's like I look at that as like a breath freshener or something like that. So a breath mint.
Okay.
So I think it's okay with that kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of like mixing mint with chocolate or mint in drinks. Just not my thing.
I like
not my
that
jam
too.
Yeah.
How about pumpkin?
Pumpkin. Yeah, give me some pumpkin.
Pumpkin anything? Pumpkin coffee, pumpkin.
I like black coffee. I like plain black coffee.
Yeah, so does Mrs.
So I'm not a big fan of flavored coffee, but like pumpkin spiced anything that's not coffee, sure. Pumpkin beer, pumpkin drinks, like I've had a pumpkin old fashioned before, it's pretty good.
So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus. I know I'm leaving some stuff off here.
Are you going to air some grievances today?
Am I? Why?
Yeah,
because of Festivus? Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah. My dad used to say that all the time.
I don't know if we have any Seinfeld fans.
I mean, I'm sure you
anyway,
do. We have to, right?
Well, it's a New York show. It's a pretty famous New York show here.
Yeah, exactly.
Today, we're going to do part 3 of the Dizzies Awards. We workshopped a couple other names besides the Dizzies, but I think that's where we ended up. I think it works. There's a local award show called the Dizzies, but I like Dizzies. I think that works. So we have 4 categories today that we're going to talk about. Some really tough ones. We really had to go back and forth on a lot of these. So we'll see where we land on some of these, but I don't think we're really going to do a huge news portion because we have so much to cover with this, and it's is like a big 3-part episode. So
and besides
what do we have to really discuss before? Well,
it wouldn't really be
true. It
wouldn't really be news because we're doing a triple batch. We're batch recording today. So that's why I was talking about the eggnog. I just didn't know if you wanted to talk about eggnog.
Well, that's a joke. I'm drinking the same. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's the same cup and the same.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah. When you think about this is actually, so this is being released the week of, is this going to be released on, this might be released on Christmas Eve, but, either way, it's being released during that, as we're really close to the holidays. At this point, Rob is like a day or 2 away from going to Disney. He's really going for a family trip, but he's going to squeeze in some Disney stuff down there. I will have already.
If anyone's
returned.
down there, look for me and say hello. It's happened before. People have seen me at the parks and say hello, and come say hi. Don't be shy, and we'll take a picture.
And if you're a patron. If you're a patron of ours and you've given me your IG, reached out and told me what your Instagram handle is, whether you're a paid patron or a free patron, to reach out, I'll add you. I've added you to, and I will continue to add you to our close friends group. And when we're on trips like that, we tend to take pictures and post them to close friends. Last week,
I will be doing that.
this past weekend, really, as this is being released, I went to a Buffalo Bills game. Right. I don't know if they won
Did
because
they
I
win?
haven't done it yet. I wish I could tell you. I
Let's
haven't
hope
done it
they
yet.
do.
But also going
Let-
to the Christmas Story house, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna go and see Ralphie's bedroom and see where it happened. I tried to
Well, you have to
tried to
post
convince
at
my
least a picture. Is a leg lamp in
yeah.
the window?
Oh yeah, yeah. So
That's
we're
cool.
going with our friend Mark and his wife, and we joked that we should buy leg lamps for our classroom windows. But I think that might be frowned upon. But it'd be pretty cool.
I
They are
actually
not
have a
cheap.
window in. When you walk by my classroom, I actually have a pretty big window. I don't.
So do
I don't
I.
want it in my room though.
So do
You
I.
do? You have a window in
Yes.
your door? Or are you talking your back door?
Oh, you're talking about in your door, like in your class. I meant I meant to go outside, face outside, like where you had to go outside and make sure it's centered. You know what I mean, from the neighbor.
Don't get attacked by the Bumpus's dogs.
Yeah, I think it's Italian. So anyway,
Fragile.
Yeah, it's a big award. You have no idea it's a big award. All right, speaking of big awards, speaking of
big, man, that couldn't have been any better.
Big prestigious awards, we're gonna head off to the halftime show. When we come back, we're gonna do our Dizzies for the ride portion. It's our third installment of the Dizzies right after this. Welcome back, guys. We're going to be doing our awards for the rides portion of our award show, our best of 2025, the Dizzies. We have 4 categories. We've got best ride news. We've got best ride overall. We have the most re-rideable ride of 2025 and the best glow up or best most pixie dusted ride of
These
2025. They are. I enjoy it. I'm going to rearrange these categories. I think we should put best ride overall. Best. You want to do news later? Let's do. I want to do the best.
I would start. Let's start with re-rideable.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to grab that one.
Okay.
I want to do re-rideable. Here, go ahead, and we're rearranging on the fly here. And while you're rearranging, I'm going to read off the nominees for most re-rideable ride.
Cool.
This one was a fun discussion for the two of us when we were coming up with these. Just a side note too, before I get into it, later in the year, we're going to do March Madness, where we're going to have all of our listeners pick your favorite thing. So the judges for these two are Nick and I. And after lengthy discussion, two full periods, which is a long time. That's like what, an hour and a half or something.
We weren't really. I mean, we were working.
Well, kids kept coming in and asking for markers and tissues.
We were working.
And stuff. Yeah. Okay. Most re-rideable ride. Here's the nominees. Our first most re-rideable ride, Tron. Okay. Tron had a couple different versions this year. The second version disappeared really quickly, I noticed, after Tron Ares didn't perform as well as Disney wanted. I don't have specific numbers, but I just know that Disney wasn't super happy with the movie. I did not see it. I'm assuming you didn't see it because I know you hate sitting in the movie theater.
I hate going to movies, and I'm not going to go to a movie theater to watch a movie about something I don't even understand. I don't get Tron. Yes. Like we've had this discussion already. As a ride, Tron is amazing. Mm-hmm. I don't get Tron. I just don't get
love the ride, but the reason it's in re-rideable is because there's been 2 different versions of it this year. So
I feel like you could re-ride this over and over again because it's so exciting too. But yeah,
and very short. Correct.
Yep.
Our next one, people probably wouldn't think would be on this list, but it makes more sense than you think, and that is Star Tours. Star Tours is really re-rideable. I know that at one point we looked up all the different combinations that you could get from riding Star Tours, because when you ride Star Tours, it brings you all to these different places in the Star Wars galaxy, and we won't get into the specifics of where and all those different things. But when we looked it up, there were all of these different options that could end up changing within the ride. So you have so many different variations of the ride to try, which makes it really, really re-rideable. Our next one is Cosmic Rewind. I'll let you talk about that because I'm just going to go on and on about just hearing the songs I want to hear. So why is Cosmic Rewind re-rideable for you?
Well, I mean, the songs, obviously, it's a collect them all moment. Trying to get all those wonderful, throwback songs. I don't know if you want to call them throwbacks, but for us, they're not
Sure.
throwbacks. They're stuff that we grew up with.
Yeah.
But I think, that's a big part of it. I think it's just a remarkably well done ride. The one thing I would say is I don't want them to let me loop. I want them to make me get off to go back through that queue because I love that queue. Albeit I want to go through that queue quickly as if there's nobody's there with a walk on, but I want to do the pre-show too. It is a just remarkable ride all around, not just the songs. The songs are great, don't get me wrong. But once you have all 6 of the songs, I still feel like you can rewrite it over.
Still 2 I haven't heard. So I'm hoping this trip I can collect another one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This last one,
go ahead.
I want you to talk about because you shared something with me that I never even realized about this ride. And our last nominee is Alien Swirling Saucers. So explain to the listeners what you told me the other day, and I didn't even know this.
Well, you didn't know that it had different music every time?
Nope.
Yeah. So it plays different music every single time you ride it. It's got, different soundtracks to it. Now, while the pattern is the same and nothing else changes about it, but the soundtrack, it is technically a rewritable ride because you don't have the same song being played every single time. I think that's another ride that they could easily do holiday overlays with very quickly, similar to what they do over at Teacups. But yeah, I think I actually really do like this ride better than. It's more exciting for adults than just the regular spinner ride. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just a little kid ride. But yeah, Alien Swirling Saucers is on that list as well. So those are great. All those are great nominees. We just read through those. I'm going to play the drum roll here and we're going to rip this envelope open. The best, most rewritable ride of 2025 is Star Tours. Star Tours it is.
Wow, I bet you people didn't guess that one.
I'm sure everybody thought we were going to say Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm going to just let you in a little secret, folks. Mathematically speaking,
here we go. This is great.
You would have to ride this ride over 250 times in order to get all of the possible openings, closings, middles, and holographs, and all the stuff that goes on that's all randomly assigned. There are 250 plus different combinations you could have. I bet you didn't know that. I'm sure you thought, oh, there's like 5, 6, maybe 7. See what I did there? So anyway, where they're not. There's like 250 possible different combinations. Now, that's not to say they have 250 different unique scenes, but if you combine them together, there's that many different ways. That's called the counting principle, fundamental counting principle, ladies and gentlemen. And if you'd like to take a class in combinatorics, just let me know.
Here's my follow-up question for you here. Mathematically speaking, what are the chances that every time I go there, I get the Gungan underwater Jar Jar Binks version? Every time the last 3 times I've gone, that's not an exaggeration, I've gotten the underwater Gungan scene. So are you actually doing the math? Are you figuring it out?
No, I'm going to look
chances
up something
are
really
slim.
quickly. So here's the thing. It's not as low as you think. So you can have a lot of combinations and still potentially have very few, for instance, potential things. So I forget exactly how many total scenes there technically are. But basically, in order for us to go through and calculate it, I think it's so it's four. I think there's four different possible variations on one planet, and then there's three in the middle, and then five in the middle, and then there's three options for the hologram, and then there's there's a ton of there's a lot of different options either way. And when you think about all those options, the fact that they show you multiple different scenes in the same ride, right? You go to three different places within the ride. But anyway, that tells me that the probability is a little bit better than you think. Even though there's 250 possible like different actual combinations. Yeah,
because it includes the hologram and all that too.
Well, plus I think when you walk through, you're going up that ramp and they like do the scan of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? So
yeah,
so that's actually facial recognition software, and the Disney parks has been listening to the Diz list and knows that you hate that particular part, and so when you walk through, they're like, no more randomizer. Rob wants to see Jar Jar. Rob wants to see Jar Jar.
Again.
I'm just yeah. Rob wants to be with the Gungans. No, so but it's a great ride. It's sorry, that was really lame. It's definitely most re-rideable. We're gonna go on to the next next category, because I'm starting to get a little fried here from doing 3 episodes in a row, obviously, and thinking my jokes are gonna land a little bit better than they are.
I'll tell you, the teens love this category. Remember when we were working on the list, my son walked in and thought this was a great category.
Yeah, best glow up or best pixie dust, most pixie dusted ride of 2025. Now this is one that this year has 3 nominees. Next year it'll have like 7. But because we got news, like all the things that are in our news are going to be part of this category next year. But the best glow up, the nominees are Zootopia's Better Zoogether, the show in the Tree of Life. We've got Test Track. Was it 3.0 at this point, or 4.0, or whatever it is? And
3, I think.
Yeah, and Astro Orbiter. So, first of all, Better Zoogether. If you didn't listen last week, we talked extensively about this. It's obviously Zootopia 2 is going gangbusters in the theaters. So
huge hit.
Definitely a huge hit. Definitely something that like they wanted to capitalize on before they even knew how good it's going to be, and clearly they picked right. I think this is a smart move by them, and that they picked it right too, because you think like they waited so long to build a Moana attraction. Here you've got Better Together comes out, and all of a sudden that movie comes out and it just absolutely kills in the box office. Then you've got, of course, when we talk about other things that are getting redone, Test Track reopened, and it was kind of a little bit of a throwback to World of Motion in there. It was something that obviously
I didn't see as much of that as I thought.
Well, right, but I mean, it was right? It's more than
it's
more
educational,
than
and it's now a dialogue between 2 different characters and voices, which is educational.
Which is more like what World of Motion was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it throws it back. It wasn't like they didn't remake World of Motion, obviously, but Test Track reopening was a huge pixie dust on that ride, so that's a big glow up there. And then of course our favorite ride in all of Magic Kingdom is Astro Orbiter, and so Astro
Orbiter over a
Orbiter
little better.
Yeah,
we're not a fan of this ride. I mean, it's a great view if you want to look at Space Mountain or you want to look at the Contemporary, but I don't know. It's a long ride for something where you're cooking up in the sky, and
you got to ride that elevator up, that silly elevator.
That's ridiculous. If you love this ride, tell us. Is it an improvement? I don't know. Sure. Man, I don't know.
They cleaned it. I don't think anybody's gonna be shocked based on the way we're talking what we picked for our best glow up. The 2025 best glow up award goes to Test Track 3.0 reopening. Rob, you've ridden it. What do you think?
I'm just surprised nobody clapped after hearing that. No one agrees with us.
Yeah, I forgot there was no drum roll. There was no.
Did the audience leave? Oh, there they are. Yeah. I thought maybe they laughed. Yeah, the new Test Track was a lot of fun, and I said,
"We've been recording for 2 hours. This is why I forgot that."
I know. If you're watching us on YouTube, Nick's face was awesome. He was like, ugh. I think he's just mad at me and he's holding it in right now.
No, I'm mad at myself. It's my fault. Oh my gosh. I'm also
It
looking at
makes
the
the
clock
show
being like,
funny. It makes the
yeah,
show funny.
we got a Bills game coming up.
Test Track is
So
great. Okay, Test Track, I love it. And the thing I really liked about it the most is sort of the acceleration and deceleration. And I was trying to sound mathy when I was talking about this with Nick, and I said, well, like the sine wave and the sine curve of how it slows down. And Nick's like, no, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, I was so close, and I didn't want to go off on a tangent.
yeah, he said
Did you?
tangent. Yeah, he said that tangent, and I started laughing. And he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, you do have the drum roll or the
yeah, of course, yeah. So every time I say a dumb joke, the cue for everybody to laugh will just be me doing this.
Now everybody laugh at home.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. So yeah, the Test Track is just like a remarkable ride anyway, and the fact that they gave it that TLC it needed. Rob's comment about how it takes off and then slows down is a noted one. You need to know that, because like think about when you ride Big Thunder, and like at the end of Big Thunder, like your head snaps forward. Same thing on like
Yes.
most roller coasters are like that actually.
You come to a stop, but, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Or even like
that
Tiana's now,
happen.
like you get rear-ended by the boat coming behind you in Tiana's, and you get your head snapped.
Not in Test Track. The acceleration and the deceleration is so smooth. The turning is very clean. It is just, they did an excellent job with it. The interior is beautiful. I won't talk about specifically what if you haven't ridden it yet, but most of the ride is the same. You still shoot out and you do the race at the end, but the improvements are really cool. I think if you haven't done it yet, it's not too different. I would say if I were to give it a percentage change, it's maybe 45% different than it was before. But still, if you liked it before, you'll like it again.
Okay. We're going to go on to the next category, which these entrants into this category will probably be part of the last category we just did next year. And these are best ride news. Now, the first one in our category is the Rock and Roller Coaster Refurb. I want to pause here because they just kind of like out of nowhere just closed the queue, or not the queue, closed the pre-show for this past week. For us as we're recording this, not as you're listening to this. So they're being smart about how they're refurbishing this. They're clearly doing it in stages, which I think is great. It should help to mitigate the amount of time that it has to be down. This goes back to something you said 2 weeks ago when we were talking about the Pirates thing, about how they're being better with their timelines for construction. So I think that this is a certainly one that's near and dear to our hearts, because we kind of called what we thought was going to happen here, like literally 3 years ago. So I think that's pretty cool. Another one on this list is Big Thunder Mountain's refurb. They replaced all the track, or refurbished all the track, took it out, brought it back in. They've added scenes that hopefully we get to see this. I'm going to get to see it this summer, but like hopefully we find that they've got the the dynamite scene is there. We've already had spoilers given to us from Disney about kind of that scene when your first time you're going uphill with the bats and stuff like that. They've changed that scene. You got Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin refurbished with new ride vehicles. They've shown some pictures of those new ride vehicles. They look great, and they've got the removable gun or taser or whatever you want to call that thing. That's going to be there. Plus, they brought in a new character, a new IP into that ride, into the Space Ranger Spin. So
new
it's getting some
too.
Yep,
interactive
new
targets.
Yep, and the feedback's going to be better on the actual grip. So that's kind of cool. One I'm super excited for is Soaring Across America. We've talked for years about how they need to reshoot that and redo it, especially with today's technology of how you can just have a drone. You don't have to hire a helicopter to go up and do this. So that's
I saw them shooting it. They're using a helicopter again.
Are they really? That's silly. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you can do it with the drone.
Camera mounted on the front of the helicopter. I saw it.
Okay. I mean, cool. Good for them. They want to use that. They don't need to. You could get a good drone to do that. But anyway, and then of course Carousel of Progress, which is near and dear to our hearts as well. Carousel of Progress is where we get our show closing from. And so, it's something that means a lot to us, and they're going to be putting in Walt Disney into the animatronic into that particular attraction. So those are some pretty big things. When I was putting this list together, I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff that's happening, and that's news right now. It's crazy. Do you have anything to add about those things, about those ride news items?
Just that you didn't mention the most important one to me is that finally Aerosmith is out of the queue.
I did.
I am. Oh,
I said
did
they
you?
closed I said they closed the pre-show.
Yeah, but I wanted you to talk smack about Aerosmith a little bit.
About Aerosmith, yeah. So I didn't specifically say Aerosmith. I just said they closed the pre-show.
Yes, but I don't think they're completely gone from the ride, though.
No, it still says on the outside, says featuring Aerosmith, whatever. I think there's
and
music
on the inside,
is still there.
I think you can hear. I was gonna say Joe Perry. He's the guitar player. I think there's something at the beginning.
Everything else is the same. The only thing that's changed is that when you walk in,
you don't see the recording.
You don't see the studio recording. Yep, exactly. So okay. I mean,
that's it.
Everything else is the same. Yep, absolutely. So let's go here. Open that envelope, Rob. Rip it open.
The winner is Rock and Roller Coaster Refurb. The Muppets are coming. That was the most exciting news for us. And if you look at it, I feel like your number 2, if we were to do a number 2, is probably Buzz Lightyear even more than Big Thunder, because I know you like that ride, and now they're really making it more interesting, and
I would be very hard.
Fun.
I would be very hard pressed to rank these guys. I would be very hard pressed to, because like all 5 of these are kind of big news to me. Honestly, I love Big Thunder. I love Buzz Lightyear. Soarin' is one of my favorites too. So this would be really tough for me to rank these 5.
Yeah, this is, and it's all really good news for me, at least. Some people,
I agree.
If you don't like some of this news, or you're a huge Aerosmith fan and you're yelling at me right now, let us know. Okay, yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not a fan. But yeah. I think it's number 1 by a smidge, because there's so many of these that are great. But we got to pick a winner, and that's definitely the winner for me. And I think you agreed with me that was a biggie 100%. For us.
100%. We called it. Come on.
We did. Yeah, we did. We have one left.
One huge last award of 2025. And when you think about it, this is the biggie. So I'm going to let you read the nominees here.
Yeah, I think our listeners who listen to us enough are going to be able to predict this list, except for one. There's an interesting one on here. Okay.
There's a twist.
So we kind of decided to do one from every park. Mm-hmm. So our first best ride, this ride I didn't think I was going to like as much as I did, and it's Tron. And as much as the franchise is kind of cheesy, this ride is awesome.
The ride is
really
great.
Fun.
It's
really fun. Only negative with Tron is I wish it was a pinch longer, but there's nothing wrong with the ride at all. If you were to just make it double, it could be one of the best rides in all the world.
I agree.
Number 2, we mentioned earlier too, and one of the greatest parts about this ride and makes it so much better is just the use of music. That's Guardians of the Galaxy. I went out of order. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Just the point that it has music makes it that much more fun, and it's like we talked about. Its rewritability is there too. Mm-hmm. The next one is Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance, which really holds up well. Generally Disney has been moving away from that sequel trilogy a little bit, but I don't think this ride really goes into that. I mean, there's some characters that are from that, but it doesn't bother me at all, whether you're a fan of that trilogy or not. I think the ride works really, really well.
I agree.
Even if it's just stuck with that one timeline, I think it's fine. This one you may be surprised at. Our last nomination here is Kilimanjaro Safari. So how did that one end up on this list, Nick?
Well, as much as we love, and we both do love Everest, when you think about the other rides, right? And you think about when you talk about unique experiences, I don't think you get a more unique ride experience than the Safari. I mean, where else are you going to do that? And in 2025, there were some baby animals too that were born and that were part of this attraction. So that made it a little bit different as well. Is that like there were just some young animals too out there that you got to see. And so I think that's why it rose above Everest for 2025 at Animal Kingdom anyway. So I guess I'm gonna open this envelope. Let me see.
You are. It's our final envelope.
Shock face. Guess what it is?
Guardians
Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Recon.
Oh, nice.
If anybody didn't pick that already, then you haven't been listening to the show.
And if you haven't ridden it yet, you need to.
Oh my God. It's my favorite ride of all time. Period. End of story. Full stop.
Me too.
Tron's a close second. And then, yeah. So this ride is just remarkable. It's a ride that, we put it on, or we didn't put it as the winner, but it could have won the re-rideable ride. It could have swept some of these categories. So it just could have.
Yeah.
It's a great ride.
Incredible.
On my wish list for 2026 is that they redo the soundtrack. It's been open long enough. Let's redo the soundtrack. Yeah. Let's just play some new songs. I think that'd be
plenty
fun.
Of good songs to put on there.
Absolutely. So guys, if you've joined us for all 3 of these episodes, thank you so much. If you haven't been here for all 3 episodes, go back and give a listen. Starting in episode 179, we started doing the Dizzies. And if you disagree with our nominations, if you disagree with who we awarded them to, please, by all means, send us a comment and a message when you see these shows posted. Tell a friend about the show. Be sure to be following us over on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. We put a lot of time and effort into those things, and we want you to enjoy them. But just by clicking a like and a subscribe, it really does help the show. Rob, you want to add something?
No, just thanks to all of our patrons. We we're fully supported and funded by our listeners and not ads. So we really appreciate everybody, and take this episode and pass it on to somebody who loves the Disney parks or is going on a trip, or take a listen to one of our previous episodes where it's we talk about trip planning, and that send one of those to a friend. And pretty soon we have New Year's, and we hope everyone has a happy holiday and a safe New Year. And we're looking forward to a great 2026.
Yeah, with a Buffalo Bills Super Bowl, maybe.
Let's hope.
Yeah,
you never know.
Who knows? Yeah. All right, guys, it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow is just a list away.
Tune in next time, and we'll see you real soon.